I am standing approximately 100 meters upstream of the drainage area. This area is fairly typical of the canyon. Erosion concerns are significant here, but what I'd like to point out is the myriad of trash that's collecting on the bottom of this ravine. We have parts of picnic tables which have been thrown down the hillside, bottles and rubbish that's left in the garbage system and not properly disposed of and taken by animals. We have another picnic table up in this area. There is no doubt that these steep ravines are suspect and probable concerns for deep erosion and changes. However, the plan that we're looking to propose would help to mitigate these risks by using only hand traffic into these areas for construction. It would be a matter of shoring up some of these areas with natural means. And in the future, travel would be all through aerial rights and not down on the ground, which would limit some of this impact. Further, what we are proposing would provide a significant number of additional stewards to the property, which would allow for the cleanup of this area and the future cleaning of this area. We are about 70 meters upstream from the water retention area. Here's an example of an unimproved, unmaintained trail. This log has been removed from here, and footprints are apparent on the ground. This is an area that's used both by wildlife, as I can see, and there's also human footprints that are down in the ground here. But this trail has been roughly maintained, and unfortunately is drawing traffic into this area on terrain that is easily eroded. Here is another example down here of trash that's been brought down here by either excessive water and flooding or by animals and piling up. While regulations to protect the ravines are critical and important, the practical concern is that protection and conservation takes significant amounts of funds which may or may not be available, and an ongoing effort which is difficult to budget and to justify cost-wise. But as one can see in this part of the ravine, the erosion is significant, but the trash and the amount of cleanup necessary to go ahead and maintain this area as a pristine area is also significant and currently not being conducted. I am approximately 160 meters up the ravine now. Garbage, plastic bags, and other debris down in the canyon continues to be significant. Erosion is also a concern, especially down in the base of the canyon. There's an improvised fort and all kinds of interesting plastic sheeting. It looks like maybe this was a base camp right up here on this ledge for someone who's homeless. You can see down here an old trash can that's made its way down into the ravine. More garbage. Cleanup efforts in this ravine would be significant. This entire hillside, although it's hard to see by video, is littered with fabric, plastic bags, and rubbish. I would imagine that a cleanup effort of this sort, using manual labor to come in and do environmentally, would constitute an investment of at least $60,000, perhaps more. But you can see this ravine, which is closer to the parking area. There's a shopping cart right up in there, another wire trash can. You can see the refuse which has been spilled down this side, either intentionally or by winds and rain. But I'm all for regulation and protection and conservation of our areas, but the reality of the situation is that regulation and inaction do not create protection. Protection requires activism, volunteerism, and perhaps in this case a private-public partnership that would create an economic incentive to protect, maintain, and sustain the land. Further up the ravine, discarded lumber, remnants of footbridges, and paths are present down here. When I was here last year, this area had mountain biking trails running through it. This year, some of those trails are covered up by more debris and trash, suggesting additional flooding and water through this area. But an area which still needs to be repaired and cleaned up. This area of the stream shows more signs of debris, but there is a animal trail down here and footpath. Shows some signs of recent foot traffic. There are some paw prints, signs of dogs, few deer hoof prints that are down here. We are very close to the parking lot at this area. It's just above up on the ridge here. You can see across the ravine here is another picnic table, which has been discarded into this ravine. An old steel tray from a desk, lumber scraps, additional signs of bridges being built for this footpath that isn't not as visible as it was last time I was here, but still visible. A dirt ramp here and jump from the former bike trail that I saw last time I was here. You can see signs of other excavation right up here from the bike trail, banked ramps, additional spidering trails, jumps that have been created, and more trash as we go through this area. At this point, we are almost to the western side of the parking area for Earl Bales. I can hear above me a landscaping vehicle that was taking lunch up there, and hear the diesel engine. But the trash and unimproved trail system continues up through here